sip. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. See, they don't love us, they just love it. How we live. How we live, 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 how we live. They don't love her, they just love her. How we live. You was never around, had to hold it down. We the youngest, we was thugging, you was never found. What's that?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Atlanta Hawks at Phillips Arena. Well, for Atlanta, they'd like to play well to start this season series. They haven't forgotten how this team knocked them out in the first round last season. And while we have a moment here, another discussion topic. Shaq, you are one of the most physical players the league has ever seen. Who would you say right now are the league's most physical players?
Sorry to correct you, Ernie. Not one of the most, the most. But anyway, Ernie,
You're not sorry to correct me. You take great pleasure in correcting.
And one of the most humblest.
Elbow sandwich, that's right. So let me go, Ernie. Let's see, point guards, how about Russell Westbrook? Mm-hmm. Shooting guards, I'm going to go with maybe D-Wade or Lance Stevenson.
Okay.
And at the small forward,
That's easy.
I got to go with the greatest of the game, LeBron King James.
Well, since he took the
at guards. Welcome, everyone, to Phillips Arena. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the Hawks, where we'll be broadcasting live today. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And New York, looking at who they've got. Holmes in at point guard. Anthony is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Tony Roten. And it's Lopez in at center. They now take the lead. Teague's got his first bucket of the night.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Chance now to go over to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Budenholzer.
He said a big part of this game will depend on how well they can slow down Carmelo Anthony. He added with his size and shooting ability, he can score inside and out. We're going to try a couple different coverages and show him different looks over the course of the game to try to keep him off balance. And guys, I guess we'll see how it works. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Thabo Sefolosha is checked in for Kent Bazemore. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Here's Schroeder all alone. Sefolosha's shot is good.
Great rise and dive there. He changed gears in midair to make the assist.
Freak with it. 14 points from him the last game against the Nuggets in Denver. Now here is Cephalosha. Sanders covering. The 8-footer. And that one hits back iron. The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against Houston.
And winning that game the way they did with the incredible fourth-quarter comeback couldn't have left them feeling any better.
Yeah, it was definitely a gut check with W for them. I mean, they never gave up or gave in, even when things looked bad for them.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Hawks shooting their first free throws of the night.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
And the Hawks making a change here. Humphries checked in. Spates dishes to Freak. And Sanders kicks to Spates. And the Knicks miss again.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
And a wide open look for Freak. The three-pointer off the mark.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Shooter passes to Cephalosha. Sanders against Humphries. Shot clock at 6. And it's Schroeder missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Here's Holmes. Reverses. It's tipped. Here's Schroeder. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And the dunk by Horford.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Offensive rebound, and it's sent back by Spates.
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders. That was your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders. One more time, give it up.
Got it up. Can't hit.
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders.
And a chance now to hear from Paul Millsap talking about the confidence of his team.
You know, our attitude approaching the game.
Greg, it's got to be more than just attitude, right? I mean, over the Hawks, Al Horford is checked in for Splitter. And Paul Millsap subbed in for Chris Humphries. The Knicks also changing it up. Robin Lopez is checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Sanders comes in for Porzingis. And Freak subbed in for Rote. On the court for the Knicks, Holmes. He's in at point guard. Sanders is out there with Anthony. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Green in at the 2. Freak dishes to Sanders.
Sticking too much.
Here's Holmes. That's good on the jump shot.
He's yours. He's yours.
Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. And Teague, here we go. Can't hit from 12.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And it's Freak missing. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Nuggets in Denver.
Yeah, they just really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game. You could just see they were pressing, just couldn't get anything to go on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and guys, and once they got spiraling downward, there seemed to be no way to get out of it. All their offense went to pot.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Thabo Cephalosha is checked in for Kent Bazemore. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague. Here's Holmes. The shot no good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
Greg, we know that's in the past, but you can't change that for sure. Nevertheless, a win would be sweet.
Knicks trail by 4. 1:44 left to play in the first half.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Schroeder kicks to Millsap. Hardaway against Green. The feed to Horford. Takes the 13-footer.
And nothing fancy, really, about that play. That's just good, old-fashioned, hard-nosed basketball to get that one.
Millsap passes to Schroeder, and the foul called on Freak.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
There's 1:17 left in the first half of the game. Sefolosha dishes to Millsap. Left side, Hardaway. 5 to shoot. Here's Horford. Connects on the 17-footer. Horford's got 6 points.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
Knicks trail by 4. Now, Freak. 6 points for him. There's 48 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And, Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Schroeder with the ball. Out defended by Freak. That's good. Schroeder's got the lead up to 6 now for the Hawks. New York's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Knicks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And the first one at the line is good. And the Hawks making a change here. Humphries checked in. And then for New York, Porzingis comes in for Larry Sanders. And it's Tony Wroten in for Gerald Green. Now here's Schroeder, covered by Holmes. Now here's Schroeder, picked by Humphries. Schroeder kicks to Hardaway. Shoots. And the first half comes to a close. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. He's making a switch here. 17 seconds left in the fourth.
No time to spare. They need a bucket.
Without question. Then maybe a steal or a foul to get the clock stopped as well.
Kyle Korver is out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Kent Bazemore. Then it's Chris Humphries. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game. And an intentional foul right there.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this game is over, and they're the only ones who don't realize that.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 9-point ball game here.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
And so the Hawks take the win. Some good.
You got to forget about that one.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Paul Millsap. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
You gotta love Paul Millsap showing us all of what he's capable of. He's tough to guard. He's got a tremendous combination of an inside and an outside game. He can really do it all. He'll get you points at the rim, and he can knock down the mid-range jump shot, whatever it takes.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
Everybody here can easily understand.
All right, fellas, competition time. Beat the pro. Let's go. All right, let's get to a hoop. We got to be better at knocking down open shots. Nice work, nice work. Let's get some more shots up before we get out of here.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. Looking at Miami, they were undefeated against this squad last season, going 3-0. We'll see if they can continue that dominance. Somebody we're going to be keeping an eye on tonight. What a story for this guy, Hassan Whiteside. He was a journeyman, and then last season, man, just exploded back onto the NBA scene. What do you make of what you've seen of Whiteside, Shaq?
You know, Ernie, he's got incredible height and wingspan. He's 7 foot. He blocks a ton of shots. Gets better every year, gets better every game. He's getting more comfortable. And you can be comfortable in Miami when it's 80 degrees all the time.
Without question. But if he can control his emotions and take that emotional energy and muse it into his play, then he could be a real dominant center in the NBA.
Yeah, I think that was the problem early on in his career. It wasn't the ability, it was more just mentally if he was locked into the game and what his attitude was.
He looks locked in now, man. He looks locked in. I like him. He's going to be a top 5 center in the next 3 years.
I think he'll be better than Shaq before it's all said and done.
Ernie, whatever you're drinking in that cup, get rid of it.
Yes.
It's affecting your judgment.
That'll do it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup, and today's game as the Knicks come into town for this one. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports, Sunday Night Hoops action. For Luol Deng. And Tony Snell subbed in for Goran Dragic. Freaks checked in for New York. And New York, looking at who they've got, Holmes. He's in at the point. Robin Lopez out there with Porzingis. Then it's Tony Wroten. And it's Anthony in at the small forward position.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical, dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
There's a good screen. Snell, the pass to Winslow. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. And that one's good. Winslow's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Holmes. And it's Miami with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
The feed to Wroten. Now here's Freak. Richardson covering. Freak kicks to Anthony. Trains the three-pointer. Anthony's got 8 points.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Pass to Snell. Stoudemire setting the pick for Bosch. Here's the dish to Richardson. Stoudemire outside. Looks for Bosch. Gets it to him. Out to Stoudemire. To the right side. Goes back up. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
We've got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts. He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Here's Bosch. Gets it to go from 18 feet away.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
Here's Lopez, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. It's a chance here now for a three-point play.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. Augustine comes in for Richardson. Sanders checked in for New York. Derek Williams comes in for Anthony. There's Winslow. The baseline jumper goes down. Winslow's got 5 points so far.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
Here's Holmes. And it's Miami with the rebound. Johnson attacking. And another basket for Miami.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help Greg but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure,
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blocker, and it does intimidate them.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Miami, they've got Whiteside. Johnson is out there with Dang. Then there's Dragic, and it's Snell in at the two-guard spot.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
And Richardson now atop the key. From downtown, the shot no good. And New York the other way now. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And on an ordinary night, guys, I think they would have come out on top. That's just how well they played, but they happened to catch an opposing team at the very top of their game.
I'd venture to guess, Greg, that if that game was played in their building instead of on the road, they win it.
The Knicks leading by 8. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Freak dishes to Sanders. Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Dang. Green kicks to Freak. Here's Sanders. Nice D from Dang.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Johnson outside. Back to Richardson. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Richardson's got his third basket of the night. Knicks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Now here's Freak. He's guarded closely. Sanders passes to Holmes. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. It's hauled in by Richardson.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Snell dishes to Johnson. Here's the screen. Spates against Whiteside. Can't get it to go. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Williams is running. The pass to Holmes. And stolen by Whiteside. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Here's Holmes. No good off the back of the rim. The Heat trail by 4. Dang attacking. He dishes it to Richardson. Feeds it to Whiteside. From the arc. It's rebounded by New York. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season.
And in this matchup, last season, not one of the games went their way.
And guys, they suffered a clean sweep, and for one of the best teams in the league, that cannot sit well. You know they'll come to play tonight.
Richardson kicks to Johnson. Six on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Snell. No good. The Knicks go the other way with it. Pass to Freak. Tries to snap the cold streak. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Snell kicks to Johnson. A floater. Dang can't get it to go.
Boy, he blew the easy 2 by profile. Trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
Green with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. Green passes to Holmes. He feeds it to Spates. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. The Heat trail by 6.
Give it up for your Heat Dancers.
And a new group in for the Heat. That'll do it for the first half. Knicks lead by 7. And now let's catch up with...
Hey, Kevin will coach with this.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Complete domination. What a game for Richardson. 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that.
And so it's Miami winning this one. It was a fantastic...
Well, Gordon.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to take a quick peek at our Jordan player of the game.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and